Where'd your friends go? Did they leave you? Okay, let's get out of the street. Oh no, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Okay, they're friendly.
Hi.
This group is okay.
Okay, just don't bite me. Don't bite me.
Yeah, he likes to jump up.
Okay, that's okay. Just don't bite me.
St. Augustine said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." Don't get me wrong, I love Atlanta, but the world is a mighty big place.
Good morning, veggie enthusiasts. If you read the title of this, or if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I am in Egypt. And that might come as a shock to some of you who have just recently gotten to know me, but those of you who've known me for a long time, you know that I like to travel. And I want to apologize for the fact that I haven't been very active on YouTube lately. I've just been really busy. I'm working on a doctorate. I'm in the dissertation phase, and that just takes up a lot of my time. And I kind of had to put YouTube on the back burner. But anyway, while I'm here, I hope to get you guys fresh content once a day. That's what I'm aiming for. I have no idea if I will be able to achieve that, but I'm actually going to try. So anyway, why am I in Egypt? What's the situation here? Well, I have been to Egypt before, and it was literally 10 years ago next month. And I had a great time, except for there was one person on that trip who just made everybody's lives a living you-know-what. And we do not speak that person's name, but it was a great trip except for that person. And ever since then, I've just kind of felt like I would have had so much of a better time if that person had not been on the trip. I've kind of wanted to redo Egypt. So anyway, on that trip, I did all of Egypt. And by the way, I was there with a friend of mine named Monica. It was a school trip. Monica's my advisor. And there were a number of other students with us. It was like for a grad student credit. So anyway, we did all of Egypt. We did Cairo, kind of, and I'll come back and explain why I'm saying kind of there. But we did Cairo, sort of. And then we took a Nile cruise, and everything in Egypt is within a couple of miles of the Nile. So we got to see all of these great temples and other buildings, the Valley of the Kings. We went to Aswan all the way down there, which is on the border of Sudan. So anyway, saw all of Egypt on that trip. But I pretty much missed Cairo, even though we flew in and out of Cairo. We only spent like 2 days in Cairo. And on those 2 days, well, my flight got in and it was super early in the morning. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And by the time I got to the hotel, I started to get to sleep, and then they had the call to prayer. And if you're not familiar with Muslim culture, being in a Muslim country, you have to pray 5 times a day facing Mecca. And just in case you forget, in every big city, there's a loudspeaker that goes off, and it starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then it'll do it 5 times throughout the day to remind you that you're supposed to pray. And people will get down on their knees in the street and start praying, or that's when people wake up and they know when they wake up to pray, or just wherever you are, you know you're supposed to pray. So anyway, that loudspeaker woke me up after that, and I could not get back to sleep until maybe 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's when the tour of Cairo was starting. So I was like, forget that. So I missed the Cairo tour. I did walk around a little bit by myself, but missed the official tour. Did catch the next day when we went to the pyramids at Giza, but I really felt like I missed out on Cairo. And so for 10 years, I've kind of been like, I would really like to go back and see Cairo. So fast forward to the present. Monica, who is my advisor and mentor, who came with me to Egypt the first time, her best friend is a guy named Russ. And because I've known Monica for forever, I've gotten to know Russ through Monica. And Russ is currently living here in Cairo. He's working at the university here, the American University in Cairo, which is shortened to AUC. So if you hear me say that, that's what I'm talking about. So he has been inviting me for like 4 years to come out to Cairo. And because I've been working on the doctorate, I'm like, no, I can't. I just can't. I just don't have time. And finally he said, you know, this is probably going to be my last year. If you're going to come, you need to get out here. And so with that in mind, and the fact that I've reached a point in the doctorate, the dissertation, where I'm in the editing phase, I decided this would be a great time to come out and see him. So I flew out here, and I'm getting to stay for free. because he has a spare room in his apartment. And by the way, he's not really big on being on camera, so you'll see just like a not so random dude after a while is in some of my footage. That's Russ. So anyway, I am now here. I will be here for more than a week, and there are some things that have changed since the last time I was here. There are a lot of things that haven't changed. I'm staying in New Cairo. That's where Russ's apartment is, and that's very close to the university. And New Cairo is very different from Cairo itself. First off, I flew into, hold on. Let's talk about my flight for a second. So I flew Delta because what other airline is there? And the Delta flight took me from Atlanta to Rome. And that flight was awesome. I ordered a veg meal, and my camera, or my iPhone, it died in the middle of the flight. So I couldn't really take any pictures of the food. But that veg meal that I got was awesome. It's always awesome on Delta. Ordered a veg meal when I got from Rome to Cairo, and that was flying Alitalia. I love Delta. I hate all of Delta's partners. So they literally, same veg meal that was awesome with Delta, ordered the same thing, Alitalia. They gave me turkey. I gave it back to them, and then they were kind of mad that I gave it back to them. Like, whatever. Okay, so I got here. I was pretty hungry. So Russ took me to get some food, and we went to a mall. And as we're walking there, what you notice, it was very late in the day when I got here too, like the sun was going down. It's really pretty, but the sun's going down. And again, we're out in the middle of nowhere because the airport is not in Cairo, it's in Heliopolis. And that's like a separate city. And then we went from Heliopolis, which is where the airport is, to New Cairo. So New Cairo is also very far from regular Cairo. And it's very post-apocalyptic looking here because it's a city that like they started building it, and then they had the 2011 revolution, which ousted the leader, and then they got new leadership, which is very conservative. That's what I mean when I say that Egypt has changed a lot. There are a lot more women that are completely covered up now than there used to be, and there are a lot of things that used to be acceptable here that in this new conservative government just are not acceptable. And also tourism has gone down. So if you are a tourist, you get hounded even more than usual because the economy here is based on tourism. And now since the revolution, they haven't had that many tourists. But anyway, they were starting this New Cairo, which it looks like it has the beginnings of like this beautiful city. But they didn't finish all of the buildings. In fact, I would say most of the buildings here, because of the 2011 revolution, things just fell by the wayside. So they're still working on some things, and other things, it just doesn't look like they're ever going to fix them. It kind of, parts of it remind me of the New Orleans situation, like after the hurricane. But anyway, you'll be walking down the street, and on one side of the street, you'll be able to see like what looks like an unfinished building that has grand potential, just not done. On the other side of the street, you'll see like a Las Vegas looking mall. So it's very, it's interesting to say the least. So anyway, walking along through that, passing the University of Cairo, which is where Russ works, he took me to this mall. And I know, right? When you think Egypt, you don't think mall, but they have a lot of them. So anyway, he took me to this mall, and the first thing I see when we get it into the bottom of the mall is it looks like Egypt's version of Whole Foods. This New Cairo area is kind of a ritzy area, I guess, or at least it was intended to be. So there are a lot of wealthy people who live out here, but it's still kind of inconvenient because one of the things that the president who was ousted had planned to do was build the metro to get out here, but now he's not here, and all of that just kind of fell by the wayside. So anyway, we go into this Whole Foods looking place, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel right at home. Like I didn't see any tofu, but otherwise it was a vegan's paradise. And then after going to the mall, which looks like, if you're from Atlanta, it looks like to me Phipps Plaza on the inside. Like it's very nice, and they have a movie theater in there too. And it does play some films in English. I don't plan on doing that unless it rains, and it's not going to rain because it's Egypt. But anyway, Really cool looking mall. I went to a Lebanese restaurant where they just gave us a feast of food, from bread to fruits and vegetables to different types of dips and salsas for the bread, and olives. And oh my God, I love olives. I hate the olives that are pitted because you have to pick out the pits and you can't be ladylike and pick out pits. But anyway, delicious, delicious food. Some kind of bean dip situation. The best lentil soup that I've probably ever had. Just crazy good food. Really enjoyed that place. And it looked like a teacup house. You know, like Alice in Wonderland, where you have like the Mad Hatter and they're sitting down at the table and he's drinking the tea. And that if you imagine that and then just kind of blow it up, that's what it looked like. So anyway, but great place to eat. I had a lot of really good food there. Definitely got full. In fact, took food to go. And continued to walk around the mall, found a Starbucks. I guess the Starbucks found me, like it was the mothership, it was calling me home. And I went over there and come to find out, you can get like a grande latte here for 22 Egyptian pounds, which until you understand the conversion rate sounds expensive. That's less than $2, $2 American dollars. So crazy good deal, like crazy good deal. So anyway, left Starbucks, walked around the mall some more. It's super late at this point. I'm tired. Russ is tired too because he gets up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So we walk back to Russ's apartment, and there are dogs everywhere. And some of them are very, very cute. None of them really bothered us. Like they weren't mean. Like they were really sweet dogs. And it's just really sad, the pet situation here, because they're not pets, they're stray dogs. But when there get to be too many of them, they just kind of disappear suddenly, like overnight. And what they don't talk about, but what happens is that they get poisoned. So they're really sweet, really cute dogs, some of them, but they have a difficult life, and then also a really horrible death. And animal rights groups and things like that are not very active here. So anyway, that's a recap of day one, and I'm looking forward to day two, which is about to get started. I need to go and take a shower and get out of here, figure out how to get out of here because public transport doesn't come out here. So I'm probably going to Uber. We'll see. I don't know. But anyway, I will try to get out content to you guys on a daily basis. I'm not making any promises, but I will definitely try to do that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Animals, still not ingredients, and take care.
Don't forget to leave your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to stalk me on Instagram at ATL Veg Out.